2. So I just write the single number 2 plus, ooh, this part could be a little bit tricky. Now my decimal point's in place. My decimal point's right here where I'm standing. My decimal point's in place. What am I going to do? Timothy, have an idea?
So you put 2, you put 2, 1 to 20?
2 and what place value are we talking about? 10. So even thinking of what we know about fractions, what could I do to represent it as like almost a fraction? What do we know that what do we know that a tenth looks like? What does a tenth look like? If I wanted to make it an actual standard form fraction, I would put what over what?
Oh, this 2 over.
You want Dejiana to help you out maybe? See if she has something. Dejiana, what do you have? What do you think? 2 over 10. But because we are doing this in expanded form, what I'm going to do is say 2 and in parentheses put 1/10. So if I added all of these up, we have 200, which I have my 200s right here. Put your hands up, 200s. Put your hands up, there we go. All right, hundreds, put your hands down. Tens, I have how many? 1. 100, or tens, put your hand up. Great. You can put your hands down. Ones, how many ones do I have, Casey?
2.
2. My ones. My 2 ones. Can you put your hands up so we know where you are? Thank you. And how many tenths do I have? Morgan, how many tenths do I have? 2. And my tenths, can you put your hands up so we know where you are? Thank you. So, are there any questions about where we are with this, with how we're doing the expanded form, and how my people are being represented? Is there anyone who has a question? Okay. If my placeholders, if you could please go take a seat, and if we could give them a round of applause for coming up and doing an excellent example. I'm going to call a few more friends up, but I'm going to call you at random. We're going to do the same exact thing. I want you to pay attention to what my standard form is. Now what we're going to look at is when I multiply, does my decimal point need to move, or do we need to move the boxes? Do I need to shift my people? Do I need to shift, or do I need to actually physically go and move my decimal point? So I'm going to start with an easier number. I'm going to start with, we'll say 45.1. Okay? So how many people do I need in the thousands place? How many people do I need in the thousands place? Savion?
0.
0. I have no one in the thousands place. What about the hundreds place? Desmond?
4.
Let's look at our place value. 0. 0. I have no one there. It's kind of a trick question, because I need to look and make sure I know which place value after the decimal. Dejiana, how many tens do I have?
4.
4. Can I have 4 volunteers come up to represent our tens? Ashantavia, if you could come up. Ariana, Desmond, and Shania, come up. And I know it's going to be kind of tight because you're small. There's 4 of you in one little box. But if you could put yourselves in the tens place. As close as you can fit, get nice and cozy. Desmond, you can stand right behind. Yeah, that's actually perfect. As long as I know what area you're in. Now, how many ones do I have? Ayana, how many ones? 5. So how many people do I need to place in my ones? Angel? 5. Can I have Savion come up? Can I have Morgan? Can I have Casey? Can I have Demario? And can I have Chloe? You could put yourselves as close together in that one place. I know it's kind of cramped. Squeeze in. Squeeze in. As long as we understand what box we're supposed to be in, that looks good. Now, is anyone going in this little spot right here?
No.
No. What is this? What is this that we're looking at right here? What is this little spot right here in between where my ones place is and the rest of my decimal? What is this, Akaya? The decimal point. So, how many people do I need in the tenths place? How many tenths do I have? JD, how many tenths do I have? 1. Davon, can you come be my tenth? Now, say, for the rest of my friends out here, I have this number 45.1 or 45 and 1/10. If I multiply 45.1 times 10, what am I going to get? If I do it, I need to multiply. We know everything times 0, Shania?
Everything times 0 is 0.
Yes. So then I do 1 times 1 is, Shania? 1. 1 times 5 is?
5.
And 1 times 4 is?
4.
Okay, now, am I going to be adding a 0 or am I going to be subtracting a 0?
Adding 0.
Adding a 0 because we are multiplying by 10, but what do I also need to do?
Move it this one.
To what direction?
The left.
To the left. So from the end of my answer, I need to move it to the left. So what is my new number now? Desmond, what's my new number? This is a whole number. 451. Are we represented by 451 in this what we look like right now?
Yes.
Are we?
Yes.
This is represented by 451. If you agree
No.
and you think that this is now exactly where they're standing, they're still in the right spots, give me a thumbs up if you say they are exactly where they need to be. Well, that's good. What do we need to do? Because we've moved our decimal place, what do all my friends need to do? What do all my placeholders need to do? Timothy?
The new placeholder needs to move step over.
A step to what direction? To the left. Your right, our left. So if you could all step 1 box to your right. So you are now, what number do I now have? Aaliyah, what number do I now have? 451. Now, if you could all take 1 step back to your original number. Do we see how we're sliding back and forth with our multiplication? That's all we're doing is we're sliding our numbers back and forth when multiplying by 10 or 100 or 1/10 or 1/100. Now, if I said for 45.1, and I'm going to do it over here, pardon my reach, 45.1 times 1/10. We know the whole, okay, everything times 1 is the same number, and we know everything times 0 is going to be 0. What am I going to do with this number right now? I have, for those of you who can't see in that far side, I have 45.1 times 1/10. What do I need to do with my decimal point? Because right now I haven't drawn my decimal point in. Yannick?
Move it over 2 times to the left.
2 times to the left. Why 2 times?
Because you will do 2 ones and then you move it first and time.
Yes. So I need to move it 2 times. So my new number is 4 and 51/100ths. Are my friends in the right places?
No.
Timothy, what do we need to do?
Take a step to there.
To their left or our right, if we're looking from this direction. So if you could please take 1 step over, now coming towards me. So do I have 4 and 5 or 51/100ths? Do I have 4 and 51/100ths now? Yes. And what do we do with our bodies? We just slid like we would slide the decimal point. And we are now the new number after we multiplied by 1/10. Thank you, placeholders. If you could please take a seat, and if we could give them a round of applause for doing an excellent number. Now I'm going to do one more. And I'm going to try to use a few less people so we can really see it in motion. So I'm going to use the number 2.3. 2.3, or how else could I say that besides saying 2.3? What does that number read, Ayana? 2 3/10. So how many thousands do I need? Casey, how many thousands do I need?
0.
0. I don't have any thousands up there. What about hundreds? Trinity, how many hundreds do I need? 0. How many tens do I need, Aaliyah? 0. How many ones do I need, Akaya? How many?
2.
2. Thank you. Can I have Trinity come up, and can I have Yannick come up and be my ones place, please? There's 2 of them, correct? Everyone sees that there's 2. We can see that there's 2. Morgan, you see that there's 2? And how many do I need in the tenths place? Dejiana?
3.
3. I have 3 tenths. Can I have... Can I have Akaya come up? Can I have Aaliyah come up? And can I have Angel come up and be my tenths? Now we're going to look at the same concept. So for those of you that were being my placeholders previously, we're going to kind of go back and do it again. If I want to look at it in 2 different ways. If I multiply this number times 10, my new number is going to, is it going to be 230? If I do the multiplication? What did I forget to do? Ashantavia, what did I forget to do? Move the decimal. Which direction am I moving the decimal? To the left. So, I'm going to take it from the end of my answer here. How many places, Ashantavia, am I moving it?
1.
Just 1. So my new number is now 23. Is this number represented at 23? I'll stand right here for those of you who can't see my decimal point. My decimal